Hello there, guys, and welcome back to Blues Fans TV for yet another Premier League match live review by myself as Chelsea drew 0-0 against Tottenham Hotspur at Stamford Bridge in a frustrating game, in an extremely frustrating game for Frank Lampard's Blues, as Jose Mourinho turned up, parked the bus, and got exactly the results he wanted. It's Jose Mourinho. We all know who we were playing against. We know that when Jose is in the title fight, which, let's be honest, they are and we are, he goes to these away games against the top four, against the top six, and he goes there to get a result. And a draw is a result to him. At home, he wants to win. Away, a draw is good enough for him. So they go away happy. We go away disappointed because we're frustrated. You know, we had all of the ball. Let me just check how much possession we had in the end. 60% of the ball. We had more possession. We had more chances. We had better chances. But we just couldn't quite break them down. I already seen the comments. A lot of hate against Tammy Abraham. And it's honestly, people need to calm the hell down. Like, do you think it's so easy to score a header? There's a reason why these are the most difficult chances to score. And then Giroud has by far our biggest chance of the day and screws it up worse than Tammy did any of the other chances. And some people will disagree that was our biggest chance today. Clearly was. He had it with his feet. Any chance with your feet is much easier than with your head. And arguably, Timo Werner should have either held his run or Mason Mount should have played the run slightly earlier, and then we would have scored there. So you could argue either Werner or Mason Mount messed it up more than Tammy Abraham did. I'm not saying Tammy shouldn't have done better with some of the things, some of the chances that he had, but to just go all out on Tammy and saying he's the reason we didn't win tonight is outrageous. Tammy had a decent enough game. Yes, he missed some chances, but he was actually, until Pulisic came on, he was the only player in our front three that could actually beat a man. That him winning that corner, our first corner of the game in the first half, he went past three players. You know, Timo Werner can't even go past himself and try to pass the ball to a teammate. Man passed the ball out of play 3 times today. It's outrageous. And I thought Tammy had a good first half. People disagree with me on Twitter as well. And should Olivier Giroud have come on a little bit earlier? Yes. I think at the 80th minute or whenever it was too late. I agree with this. Not necessarily because Tammy was awful, but we need something different. You need something fresh. And would Giroud have scored some of the chances of Tammy? Maybe. We'll never know. Giroud has had a career where he's always missed big chances. That's Olivier Giroud for you. Sometimes he has scores brilliant goals, but then other times he misses hits. It's not as simple as saying, if Giroud came on, we definitely would have won. It's just not that simple. And yes, I agree with Junior Nasser. Tammy Abraham just can't head the ball. It's true. He's not that great at heading the ball. But there's still no guarantee that Giroud scores all of these headers, especially Rhys James' corners are hit with so much pace, hit with so much power. And most of the time, Tammy was in a duel with the defender to get there first, so he's sprinting. He doesn't have time to hold this run and wait to read the cross perfectly and then get his head on it. If he's on his own, he scores them all day long, but he's in a duel. People can't underestimate this all the time. It's not that easy. Hey, at least he got on the end of them, you know? You could argue Giroud was on the pitch for long enough. We had crosses coming in. They weren't quite that good, fair enough, but he never won any of them, and once he just gave away a foul. Zane, thank you for the £4.99 donation, saying, we will finish Spurs at the Emirates, bus destroyer, Martinelli will be back. Yeah, you talk, where's Spurs, where's Arsenal in their table? Like 15th or something, 14th, yeah. You talk all you want, mate. You talk all you want. But yeah, I mean, I see you guys, like to criticize it and say, Tammy's awful and Giroud would have scored all of this. It's not that simple. But hey, we're here to discuss different opinions. But before talking through the rest of the game, first of all, be sure to subscribe to Blues Fans TV. That'd be massively appreciated. Drop a like on this live stream if you're watching it right now, or if you're watching this as a video later on. And subscribe to my personal channel, on which tomorrow, probably with Lewis, I'll do a post-match analysis and very much so detailed analysis of today's game. Like I said, over on my channel, either type in that name, Laurence Vescoli, on YouTube, or go down into the description where there is the link. Subscribe, that'd be massively appreciated. And just quickly, let me mention our sponsors. Get Football Manager 21 with the link down in the description and get 10% off using the code BluesFansTV. And also, if you want to order any of the new Chelsea kits, make sure you use the other link down in the description below and use our promo code READY for 25% off. But yeah, let's talk more about the game. Obviously, I can see you guys' comments. I will say more things. I will get to more things with you guys in the chat. Later on. But let me just bring up the lineup. This is the team that we started with, pretty much exactly the team that, well, we all expected, that most of us probably would have wanted. Some people, of course, would have liked to see Kai Havertz start, but hey, this is what we got. Edouard Mendy in goal, but centre-back partnership of Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma. Reece James on the right, Ben Chilwell on the left, N'Golo Kante is the deepest of the midfield three, Mateo Kovacic to the right, Mason Mount as the left side, central midfielder, Timo Werner on the left wing, Hakim Ziyech on the right wing, and Tammy Abraham starting up front. And hey, we started the game well. I mean, Timo Werner scored a goal in the 11th minute or whatever it was. Well, it was sadly offside. Not by much, but it was a little bit offside. And like I touched on already, you can blame either one. You can either blame Mount for holding the pass too long, or you can blame Timo for going on the run for too long. Because the one thing I'm personally blaming Timo a bit more for it, because Timo is so fast. Timo is faster than 95% of other players and faster than any defenders, especially any centre-backs. He can hold the run until the ball is played and stay on the line until the ball is played, then go. He doesn't need to go early to get the extra advantage. He outpaces all of them anyway. So he, in my opinion, should have waited. Obviously, you don't know if he holds the run, if the ball comes earlier, does he even score? You don't know that. But it would have been a great finish by Timo Werner. Honestly, a beautiful finish into the far corner against the inside post and in. I was already screaming around like a crazy person watching it with my brother, but it wasn't to be. Sadly, it wasn't to be. Other than that, Timo, I thought, had a shocking game, quite frankly. And I will get to the referee. Not going to try to pronounce her name, sorry, but referee, man of the match, he said, yeah, we'll touch on the referee later. But for the rest of the game, we had almost all of the ball, but we struggled, especially in the first half, to actually create much with it. We had a lot of the ball in our own possession, in our own half, between the centre-backs and even the full-backs. We always play in this hexagon shape, right? Hexagon shape meaning 6 edges, 6 corners, if you will. So we have to do centre-backs, we have to do full-backs, we have Kante in the middle as kind of the central area of this whole hexagon, then you have the 2 8s in front of it. And we just couldn't move it to the front area of that hexagon. We really couldn't get it in. And no, Tammy was bad. People need to get off his back. People need to get off our players' back. You know, Tammy Abraham isn't the guy we signed for 50 million and keeps messing up chances. People on here criticize me every time. I criticize Timo Werner for missing 50 times bigger chances than Tammy Abraham missed today. And most people were saying I shouldn't criticize Timo Werner that hard. Like, are people mental? All of Tammy's chances were 50 times more difficult than the 5 chances Timo Werner missed in the last 2 games. Honestly, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how people are getting on Tammy's back so much. People think, oh, just because they're from the academy and they're not a big name player, they just think they need to score 50,000 goals a season to be good enough. No, hold them to the same standards. This is outrageous. Why are people having such a go at Tammy, but no one criticizes Timo Werner? This is ridiculous. Timo Werner, even today, the guy passed the ball out of play 3 times. Nah, it's ridiculous. You're pissing me off, people. Honestly, it's pissing me off. Would Tammy have put away Timo's offside goal, though? Maybe it wouldn't, but maybe it wouldn't have been offside. So you never know. And it's irrelevant whether someone scores an offside goal because he was offside. The finish is totally irrelevant, because when a finish would have mattered against Rennes, against Newcastle, he didn't actually score. He was unlucky late on in 2 situations, actually, in the second half, rather. Once a ball that he controlled really well, touched his arm slightly, that would have, it would have gotten blocked for a corner anyway. And once he was actually through in a good run, would have, gotten a foul in a good position, in a free kick in a good position. But Tammy fouled Dyer a tiny bit. Very debatable whether you should give that. But Prashant made a fair point. I think Tammy's goal misses were more important, so that's why it's more fire. But were they more important? Yes, in the end, we won against Newcastle and Rennes anyway. But in those moments that Werner scored them, they were equally as important. Yes, it's not our biggest rival, but still, like, they weren't as big chances. Like, not anywhere near as much. If Giroud comes on earlier, we win. Maybe. Hey, maybe. And I agree, he should have come on earlier. I would, have a debate about that with anyone. Giroud should have come earlier. Definitely should have done. I'm also not sure about bringing Kai Havertz on as a winger. Didn't really understand that fully, to be honest. But it was a tough game. Like I said, Spurs had 1 chance. I can't remember who it was. Was it Bergwijn? Was it Son that had a shot just over the bar in the first half quite early from a mistake by Timo Werner, just giving the ball away in a stupid position? I can't remember who it was. But yeah, he put a shot from just inside the box over the bar. But other than that, we had it under control pretty much. I mean, Aurier had a shot from outside the box that Mondi did both were saved, but we had it all under control. We had, possession, we attacked, but we just couldn't quite break that bus down. There's a reason they're the best defense in the league so far this season. And then coming to the second half, we were much better. much more in front foot. We looked a bit nervous and hesitant in the first half, scared to make a mistake, scared of the counter-attacking. And we were much more on the front foot in the second half, and we annihilated them completely. Like, the Spurs had a couple of dangerous moments in the first half. We dealt with them in the end always quite well, whether it was Zouma or Thiago Silva, or any of the other players, obviously, but those two for the most part. But they still had dangerous moments. Second half, we just annihilated them. Like, we just sucked all of the air out of them. They didn't even have a single actual counter-attack. Our pressing, our tackling, our winning of second balls was immaculate. Just to finish what's missing today, but Reece James was bombing forward in the second half, whipping cross after cross after cross. Most of them very good. Some of these for the chances that a lot of you guys are angry at Tammy Abraham for, you know, two of them were by Reece, the chances that Tammy had. I thought the first one was really difficult. The one that he got the best connection with, I thought was really difficult. Because the ball is slightly behind him, but he has to run. Because if he doesn't run, the guy will just push him out of the way. So he has to always stay ahead of the defender. Like, if you've played football, you know, it's so difficult to attack across because you need to be in front of the defender, but you also need to hope that the cross doesn't end up behind you, and it's so difficult to judge that. Why is Werner always offside when he can see down the line? Yeah, I want to know that as well, especially when you're as fast as he is. When you're as fast as Werner is, you don't need to play so on the edge. You know, someone like, I don't know, Pippo Inzaghi, you know, probably the most famous striker for very often being offside. Obviously, in VAR, Pippo Inzaghi probably would have scored half the goals that he scored now, but that he scored in reality, because the obviously linesmen make mistakes. But he always had to play on the line because he isn't very fast. But Werner is fast. He doesn't need to play so on the edge. Why Kepa never play? What? You people ask strange things. Should Werner play up front more? He should. But would that have been the solution today when we have cross after cross after cross coming in because Spurs plays so defensively? Werner, in all honesty, you could even argue he shouldn't play at all against opponents that sit really, really deep. We should try it. You know, we haven't seen him yet doing that up front, but there is a debate to be had that maybe we shouldn't have that. If we have Cavani, I guarantee 3 points are ours. But we don't have Cavani, and life's not a pony farm, and you know, it's not like Man United are looking that good. So maybe you shouldn't, like, oh, if we had Cavani, I hate all of our players, this awful academy, mate. People need to relax. People need to relax. But anyways, continuing on with the second half, brilliant performance. Kovacic, immaculate. I will go through the performances again because I want to pick up Kovacic particularly. But yeah, crosses from the right, crosses from the left. Chilwell struggled a bit more today with his delivery. But there was also probably the best thing that Timo Werner did today was a cross to Tammy, and that was the biggest chance that Tammy had, because Tammy could probably have gone for that with his foot. That was the only one that still could have gone. They still could have gone for with his foot. That was a brilliant cross by Timo Werner. I don't know what Tammy was doing. He kind of just flopped over, tried to like shoot it really weird. That was a bit strange. I didn't really understand that. That was a bit weird. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. It was frustrating. You should have done a bit better with that one. Tammy can't run without falling. What an idiot. Grow some body strength. Can't head the ball properly. Hey, people need to relax. He's the only guy that actually asked anybody. Timo Werner, whenever he was in front of someone, would pass backwards. And half the time pass to the opponent. Ziyech whipped in good balls, but he didn't go past any players at all. The only players that actually went past players, Kovacic, yes, and Mount, yes, but deeper on the pitch. But of the attacking players, until Pulisic came on, it was only Tammy. People need to relax, honestly. It's crazy. The background looking clean. Love that. Love that, Cheyenne. Love that a lot. Chill, guys. Yes, Yusuf. Say that. Imagine Alonso having to come in for Chilwell. Oh, mate. Honestly, obviously it would be Emerson because no one wants to see Alonso ever again. But still, I'm thankful because Chilwell had a scary moment of getting injured. But any which way, we had a couple of other moments. Mason Mount had a shot in the first half that he put just over. Mason Mount had a great shot. Arguably our biggest chance if you think about it. In the second half, got a really good shot from outside the box. Actually, looked like he hurt himself a little bit in that shot. But Lloris had to force Lloris into a really, really good save to tip the ball just around the edge of the post. Great save, fingertip save. Great shot by Mason Mount. And yeah, Tammy could have done better. Yeah, Giroud has to do better with that chance later on because Rodon, whatever his name is, the young centre-back for Spurs, messed it up really badly and Giroud was in. It was a tight angle and he looked like Giroud wasn't sure, do I lob it? Do I hit it? Do I let it drop? I'm not saying it was an easy chance by any means. I'm not saying, oh, Giroud, it's an absolute season, he has to score that. No, not by any means. It was also a difficult chance. I still do believe it was an easier chance than Tammy's ones, though, because Giroud was actually without a defender. And people seem to not comprehend this. Tammy, whenever all of his chances, he had a defender right on his back. People need to understand this actually makes a big difference when you're trying to score a goal, whether you're alone or whether you're with someone and trying to hold someone off the ball and stuff. Percy, I will get to your question in a bit because I will very much so praise Kovacic later on. Trust me, I really, really will. Yeah, I agree with that. A75. See, that is good. Change your name to that. I could say that. You could see Spurs for playing for a point towards the end. Yeah, they definitely were. They definitely were. But what else is there to say in the first half? Very late on, Zouma had an absolute howler. Trying to pass the ball to Thiago Silva, missed it completely, played it to, I can't remember who squared it to Lo Celso, and I don't know what Lo Celso did. Tried to go for a weird chip, and he just put it 2 yards, 3 yards wide of the goal. It's a weird one. That was a weird one, and we got away with it. And in the end, it's, a draw. We don't go top of the league, but Liverpool drew yesterday as well, so we don't exactly lose touch with the top of the league, which it is an awful result. Because of Liverpool yesterday, it is an awful result. We're still very much so in there. But one thing that needs to change is we need to start scoring goals in these big games. Of course, we scored against Spurs in the League Cup when we ended up going out on penalties, but we drew 0-0 against Sevilla, we drew 0-0 against Man United, we didn't score against Liverpool. Obviously, we missed a penalty in that game. So we need to improve in scoring against big teams. That certainly needs to improve, but today already was a better step. It wasn't mostly defending, and it was good attacking. We just didn't quite take our chances. But it was good attacking. It was good attacking. And mind you, two of our best players are still not, they came on off the bench today, but they're still not actually fit, like properly fit. So we have so much more going for us, with Pulisic back in the fold, like Kartik just said, put Werner up front. That's the other thing. Maybe we won't even need this discussion for most games with Tammy versus Giroud if Timo Werner plays up front anyway. And I want to see that because I think Timo can certainly find his shooting boots again. Didn't for the last 3 games. Not really criticising him for that much today, other than holding his run for the offside goal he scored. But if he plays up top, it's a different game. Does it even work with how much we had to cross? Is Timo Werner in the middle then the best? The best idea? Probably not. Maybe not. But it's certainly something to look at, and it's certainly something possible. Pulisic on the left, Kai Havertz as part of the midfield 3. But that is the next thing I want to get to. Let me talk through the team today, and I want to start with Mateo Kovacic because he was absolutely immaculate. The amount of balls Kovacic won back, and my favourite one was when he was outpacing and muscling off someone on the wing, probably Regular, and then won the ball back with a back heel, back to Ziyech, and we was already back on the front foot. Incredible today. He also had that run late on when he won the free kick and carried the ball about 30, 40 yards. Brilliant. But the thing is, Mason Mount next to him was also brilliant. Not quite as brilliant as Kovacic maybe, but you say that. Kovacic didn't have any chances. Mount had arguably the best chance of the game with that shot from distance. That's what Mount does and what Kovacic doesn't do. And as much as Kovacic was brilliant, he will never give us that, really, let's be honest. But Kovacic was so good at defending in our own box everywhere. He was brilliant, but Mount was brilliant. Mount was coming deep, helping out the midfielders, helping out Kante to build up the play, switching the ball. They were so good, they were so pleased with both of them, really. And it's a tough one. Like, we signed Kai Havertz for, 70-odd million, 80 million. And I'm honestly right now not sure who I would bring him in for. Obviously, he has to come in and start games. But he doesn't give me really what Kovacic and Mount give me. But I want both things that Kovacic and Mount give me in my team. I want the press. I want the shooting from distance threat. Obviously, Kai Havertz gives us that as well, but not quite as much as Mount, I reckon. But the pressing prowess and the work rate and just the hunger. No one very few people in our team have that like Mason Mount does it. The physical ability, Kovacic is far superior to Kai Havertz, of course. Kai is tall, but he needs some time to get used to the Prem. Hey, he will probably, and even though he's a slim man because he's told he should probably be fine, but I'm unsure who he would come in for these at the moment because Kovacic and Mason Mount were honestly brilliant. Kante was good too. Didn't like a couple of times he played a bit too safe in midfield, but I didn't have any qualms about him. Oh yeah, I forgot about one moment. Ball over the top, and Kante and Mendy really didn't decide between each other what to do with that ball because Mendy came for it to clear it, and Kante was bound to head it back to Mendy, and then he saw Mendy is about 10 yards from me, so what do I do? And then, hey, that was a bit of a scary moment. I agree. Pulisic production saying Timo is so much better as a number 9, fully, but is he against the really low block? When he's with his, 5'11", 5'10", whatever he is, between two tall centre-backs, and we cross the ball so much, is that way he's best? I don't know. It's a tough one. We'll have to wait. We'll have to try it for sure. We have to try it. But let's get to the goalkeeper. One really good save in the first half. One really good, clearance of a corner, I guess, in the second half, brilliant. Thiago Silva, incredible. Kurt Zouma, incredible. Bar that mistake later on, but honestly, the amount of interceptions Thiago Silva, Kurt Zouma had for balls that would have gone to Kane or Son in their own box, amazing. Honestly, amazing. And hey, Kurt Zouma once even ran into the final thirds and had better passing there than Timo Werner did, quite frankly. But Thiago Silva as well, absolutely immaculate. Reece James is so good. I love Azpilicueta, I really do. But the difference now between Aspi and Reece James is crazy. Reece wins headers against Harry Kane. Reece pulls in these amazing crosses. Reece doesn't lose a physical battle. Reece is good defensively now, winning tackles left, right, and centre, up the pitch, down the pitch, in their own box. Incredible, absolutely incredible. I mentioned the midfield three already. Hakim Ziyech had some good balls over the top that people didn't quite get on the end of. Didn't quite find his range. Wasn't incredible. It wasn't bad by any means, I don't think. It was decent enough. Timo Werner, like I said, almost incredible for that goal. Just hold you around that tiny second, mate. And that's an incredible finish. Honestly, what finish that is. I wish he would have finished chances when he wasn't offside like that. But then a couple of 3 or 4 passes just out of play to Chilwell and to Pulisic later on. Just passed it out of play and under to Pulisic. He came on off for Pulisic. But just not very good. And just another pass. Whenever Timo passes the ball, I'm always nervous. It literally gives me a heart attack. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I did talk about Reece James' delivery, mate. I did. Reece or Silva man of the match. I would give it to Kovacic. I would give it to Kovacic, and Reece James a close second. Personally, I would give it to Kovacic and Reece James a close second. You could put Thiago Silva up there as well. I could. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. One of these three. That's for sure. One of these three for sure. And Tammy Abraham. Hey, like I said, I thought he was decent first half. Struggled a bit more in the second half, but I thought he tried really, really hard. You know, working his socks off, getting on the end of everything, sprinting for every ball he could ever see. People need to give a bit of credit to Tammy as well. I know all of you are hating me for even saying a good word about Tammy, but I thought it wasn't bad. I just feel bad for him for all of this hate. He's getting at the moment, to be honest. I thought it was decent enough. Yeah, should have done a bit better with a couple of the chances, but I thought overall he wasn't all that bad. But hey, you know, we're here to disagree with each other. Imagine how boring it would be. How boring it would be if we'd all agree. How boring would that be? Kante was playing like Luka Modric with a mix of Makelele. Not quite sure about that one. Get Haaland. Give Chelsea the money and maybe they will. Chilwell wasn't good going forward in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. Chilwell had a bit of an off day with his crossing today and also with his positioning in the final third. Wasn't quite on, but still much better than Alonso has ever played in his life. Before the game, would you have been happy with the draw? No. Giroud starts and we win. Now, I want to look at this comment. Giroud starts and we don't press. First thing, because centre-back needs to make one movement and Giroud's out of the picture. So that's the first thing. Yes, we maybe do a bit better with long balls. Fair enough. But I'm telling you guys, some of these headers that Tammy got on the end of, Giroud isn't even fast enough to get there. Tammy was in a full sprint. And Tammy, yes, I know he claims that himself and FIFA doesn't tell you this. But Tammy is one of the fastest players in our squad, not in the first 5 yards, but in full sprint over a bit of a distance. He's really fast. Giroud is really slow. Giroud probably doesn't even get to the end of those headers. People need to think, please, people, use your brains. I'm not even saying Giroud is awful or this and that. And I'm not even saying, Tammy is awful, is great. No, but it's not just that easy saying Giroud starts and we win. It's not that simple. It's not that simple, people. Come on. This guy hates old players and the youth have not performed in the big games consistently. I don't hate old players by any means. I'm a big fan of Thiago Silva, for example. Big fan. I'm also a big fan of Jorginho. He's not young. And other than that, do we have old players? I'm a big fan of Hakim Ziyech as well. He's, 27, 26? So, you know, if you take that, go see Brian Stryker better than Tammy. Yeah, no, relax. Tammy, one of the fastest, but always falls over. It's true. He had one moment where he was played through and he kind of tripped himself up. That one annoyed me more than any of the cross chances that he missed, actually. This falling over was a bit disappointing. And people saying Werner needs to start up top. Yes, he does. One thing I thought was a bit harsh that Frank left out Hudson-Odoi completely today. Giroud has warranted his start for a goal in the last second. That doesn't warrant a start. That warrants coming off the bench to be an impact sub. People do realize that being an impact sub off the bench is actually an important part of the squad as well, right? You do realize these people, okay? Please think about that part too. Anyway, I thought it was a bit harsh that Hudson-Odoi wasn't even in the squad after playing really well against Rennes midweek and scoring an important goal and a really good goal. You could argue maybe you should have just played Werner up front and Hudson down the wing, but again, I still don't think Werner up front would actually have been the best option the way Spurs played today. I'm unsure, but hey, now we have Pulisic back. I assume he will probably start against Sevilla midweek. The same goes for Kai Havertz. So let's hope that goes well. Whatever the rest of the team will be. It feels like a loss. Yeah, no, it does to some extent. It does to some extent. It's disappointing. But hey, guys, let's see the positives. Let's see the positives because Liverpool drew. We're still only 2 points off top. We're still very much in it. We didn't lose, you know. We didn't make a mistake. We got another clean sheet, which is huge. I mean, Eduardo Mendy still only conceded 1 goal in 6 Premier League games. How mental is that? 1 goal, 5 clean sheets. That's crazy. I don't know how Timo Werner fit as our number 9. People are criticizing Tammy, but Werner won't even get to most of the crosses from Reece and Ziyech. This is very true, yeah. That's why I'm saying if the defender plays so deep, it's a problem. It's a bit of a problem. That's why Tammy. It's important that Werner can also play out wide because he can be used in every position. But you could argue Werner, until he improves his dribbling and going past people one-on-one, maybe he shouldn't play at all against people that's really deep and are a good team as well, like at top. Maybe. Hey, maybe. Pulisic needs to play on the left with Timo up top. Yeah, but maybe not against Spurs. Hey, mate, Chelsea FC, can you relax with the same comment? I already commented it. I already commented on it. Like, you don't need to say the same thing about 50 times. Tammy missed many chances. He did. Giroud is better. Disagree with that. Y'all are blind. Tammy is bad. No, he is bad. It wasn't great today, but yeah. The lineup was exactly right. I agree with this. Ziyech did well or not? Did okay. I've been saying Werner can't beat a man. Yeah, you're completely right. Werner can't beat a man, and that is his problem. That's why I want him to play up top, because then you don't really need to beat a man as much. You can just be play through and then score. But on the wing, you have to, beat people usually to go through. Ziyech was forced. I disagree. Tammy not doing enough to be starting simple. I disagree with this. Until before Rennes, he scored 3 games on a bounce. Giroud has none of that in his career, probably. Obviously, I'm joking with that. If you see Leipzig, Werner, he scored a lot of low crosses and even some headers. Yes, of course. But in the Bundesliga, no one sits back and defends as deep as Spurs did today. I'm not saying he can't win a header. He's good at heading, actually. But it's difficult to win a header if if you're always surrounded by 2 or 3 defenders and they're all taller than you. Like, that makes it very difficult, obviously. Man of the match, I say Kova, and you probably know why. Yeah, Yusuf already said this. I think Kovacic, Reece, or Thiago Silva. I can't really decide between the 3. Criticize Mourinho. Man didn't want to win at all. That's not my problem. That's his problem. That's Spurs' problem. That's not my problem. That's not for me to criticize. I don't really care what Jose does. But Zayn made a good comment. Lampard nullified Kane and Son today. And people need to give that some credit. Man City, Pep Guardiola lost 2-0 against his Tottenham at home as well at the Etihad, I'm pretty sure. Or was it at Spurs? Maybe it was, actually. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter, really. Without fans, it doesn't really matter whether you're home or away anyway. But Kane or Son, they were non-existent. We annihilated them. Whether it was the centre-backs, whether it was the full-backs, whether it was Kante. The defensive setup today was incredible. We just should have taken our chances. Lampard is really proving himself more and more and more and doing really well. It's not easy to just take out that biggest weapon that Jose Mourinho has. And a combination of Son scoring 9 goals with 2 assists or 1 assist or whatever, while Harry Kane has 7 goals and 9 assists. This is difficult. They're really, really good scoring against Man City as well. We're good defensively. This is why I'm confident in looking ahead even. Like, we just need to get a little bit better, but things are coming. If you go back 2 months ago, there's no chance we even draw this game today. No chance. And now we're in this position, and give it some time in the season, it will come that we will also take our chances more and more. Pulisic looked great when he came on, I agree. What's this Tammy had? I agree. Havertz should have started for Man. No. Man, first of all, had our best chance. Man, first of all, is the hardest working player. And Havertz isn't fit to play a full 90 minutes. I hope people understand this. He's barely played. I mean, he came on and I need more from Kai. I need more work rate. I need more energy. I need it. And he will start against Sevilla midweek. And I need to see something from him. I really, really do need something from him. Pulisic actually made a 1v1 into the box, but nobody to pass to. He's coming back, still a little rusty, for sure. Michael Miller, I completely agree. Where's the Mount does now? Yeah, VK, I agree. Mount was brilliant. Mount is brilliant. Chilwell's looking pretty average ever since, where was the international break, I guess. It's a bit harsh. Next game, Pulisic, Werner, Ziyech. Maybe. Against Sevilla, you could do that. Silva is something else, but I'm shocked people are surprised because he's an all-time great. Yeah, for sure. We had not scored in a big game this year yet. Yeah, a bit worrying. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we did score against Spurs in the League Cup. Okay, maybe it's not a big game because it was in the League Cup, but hey, we still scored. I don't know what someone said, like that's football, but yeah. Tammy can win the headers, but he needs to practice heading it in the goal. It's true, but it's not easy to control this. And there's been so many headers that Giroud missed. Like, people are running around talking about Olivier Giroud as if he's bloody Didier Drogba. Like, no, he isn't. he has had a good restart. But other than that, Giroud has actually been pretty busy, like abysmal for Chelsea. Like, yes, he had some good games, but he wasn't ever a starter. And he scored against bloody, who was it that we played in the Europa League? Like, it was Europa League. Don't hype it so much. I'm not saying Giroud is bad by any means. Don't get me wrong here. But the hate for Tammy is really annoying me. 2 really good crosses by Reece James that were really begging for Giroud. Still don't think Giroud even gets to the end of them. Terry from the Football Terror says Chelsea an agenda. Yeah, no. Don't listen to Terry either, Mark. I think the problem with Tammy is his sense of gravity. Maybe should go to Burnley. You're outrageous. Giroud is 34. You expect him to play 490s, the regular. Exactly. Every Premier League game is a big game this season. Anyone can beat anyone. Yeah. With Kepa, we would have lost. Probably would. Giroud should have come on instead of Havertz. Hudson-Odoi wasn't even on the bench, mate. I reckon Giroud would have come on earlier, would have finished the crosses that Tammy fluffed. No hate on Tammy, though. I think he should have come on earlier. One thing I don't like is that it's so many times that whenever Giroud comes on, we stop crossing the ball for some unbeknownst reason to me. It was even 2 years ago. And Asari, even under Conte, sometimes Eden Hazard was playing up top as a striker. And we was whipping in crosses left, right, and centre. And the second we bring on Giroud, we stop crossing. It was kind of like that tonight. There was not a single really good cross that came in for Giroud. So that is a bit of a tough one. It's disgraceful how Tammy gets game time over a World Cup winner. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Bloody Steven Nsonzi is a World Cup winner. Do you want him to play over Mateo Kovacic, who didn't win a World Cup? No, you don't. So shut up. Please just shut up, you stupid people. Honestly, Tammy scored against Arsenal. They're a big team, true. But Lampard should sign David Alaba for free. What a signing that would be. Oh, yeah, it really would. I mean, he'd probably be asking like 300, 400k a week. But hey, Giroud, Pulisic is better than Giroud, obviously, but that's not really the comparison we're talking about. Tammy is a reincarnation of Peter Crouch. So third grade, he's sell him, keep Giroud. No. Spurs look better. Better than who? Than Sheffield United did. True. You're deluded. Hey, bro, I'll take it. But I'm going to leave it here, guys, actually. One last time, do subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. That'd be massively appreciated. Drop a like on this live stream before watching it right now. That'd be brilliant from you guys. Subscribe to my personal channel, to which the link is down in the description. It's called Laurens Veskri. As you can see here on screen, just my name. It will be a really detailed, proper deep dive into today's game over there tomorrow evening with Lewis, probably. He agreed to it, but hey, it's Lewis, so we'll see what happens. But either I'll do it by myself or with Lewis. So join us over there. It'd be massively appreciated because it's really engaging. Get you guys involved, get your opinions, get your thoughts. Maybe you guys will have slept on it and maybe you won't hate on Tammy so much anymore. Maybe I would have slept on it and maybe I will not hate Tammy more as well because this is 2 minutes after the game. You know, I start this. Tomorrow I might have slightly different opinions. You know, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really do appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. Just lastly, mention our sponsors quickly. Get Football Manager 21 with the link down in the description and get 10% off using the code BluesFansTV. And also, if you want to order any of the new Chelsea gear, make sure you use the other link down in the description and use our promo code READY for 25% off. But yeah, really do appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, subscribe to my channel, to this channel, all of it. And yeah, I'll see you again on Tuesday one time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea, and I'll see you when I see you.